Hello, and thank you for watching. This is Jessica, and I'm the lead moderator of the Facebook group Demand Change and Keep the Receipts, a source for fact-based arguments on current affairs and how to talk about them with your representatives. Our receipts are our sources, and to that end, all of the sources I used to put this presentation together are on the last slide. They're also available in soft copy in the PowerPoint presentation, which you can access with the link in this video's description. If needed, the soft copy also has image descriptions for the pictures used that should be accessible by reading programs. If you need other accommodations to fully access this information, please let me know. In this video, we will talk about One Nation. Who are they, and what's the history of their organization? If you would also like to research One Nation, please note that there is also a One Nation UK and a One Nation Australia, so double check the location of any sources that you find. In this case, their direct website says that they are pursuing the founder's vision with persuasion, research, and advocacy. I prefer discussing critical thinking and offering information to persuasion, but some would argue that that's semantics. Also, to be perfectly honest, the background of this nonprofit is kind of complicated. There are pages of information, other groups to research, and even charts to help try and explain it. I've made an attempt to narrow it down, but we'll see how it goes. Please follow the links provided if you'd like more information. Initially, the group was founded in 2010 as Crossroads GPS, a conservative advocacy group. They tried for several years to apply for nonprofit status, but it was not approved. Around the same time, they funded a Republican governor's committee that then turned around and funded a separate group by the name of Alliance for America's Future, a GOP social welfare nonprofit. This comes up again because when it looked like Crossroads GPS might never get IRS approval, they took over the reins of Alliance for America's Future and were grandfathered into their nonprofit status. This happened around the time of the 2016 elections. Alliance for America's Future was rebranded as One Nation America, but more importantly, they no longer had to disclose information about their donors. We talked about this in more detail in a previous video, but this can be an issue because if you don't know where they're receiving their funding from, you don't always know who they're representing. However, we do know a bit about how they spend their funding, which is considerable, about $63 million during the 2016 election cycle. They strongly support hardline Republican candidates, especially those who are in tenuous positions in their home state. Some of the representatives they funded are Mark Kirk, Richard Burr, Rob Portman, and Pat Toomey. The ads that aren't specific to a general politician are front-page conservative causes such as single-payer health care concerns and their interpretation of the Second Amendment. Most of the information for these ads comes from groups like the Fraser Institute, a Canadian think tank, or America Rising LLC, a research and tracking group that have a history of providing accurate facts with a conservative bias. While their shiny new nonprofit status technically means they should be involved more with social welfare rather than politics, there aren't hard rules established. It means there are no current issues with their very close ties to Senator Mitch McConnell. His former chief of staff, Stephen Law, is the president of both Crossroads GPS and Alliance for America's Future, as well as American Crossroads. They also have several connections to the Koch brothers, who you might recognize as the libertarian billionaires with over a dozen organizations and donor networks that form a conservative funding powerhouse. The Koch brothers also have ties to the Fraser Institute and America Rising, but I only have one nice chart right now, and we'll have to put them in their own video. If all of this sounds confusing, don't worry, this is an open note test. Whenever they come up again regarding an ad or campaign, we'll do a quick recap as well as add any information that was too specific to include in a general overview. If there are other groups, nonprofits, PACs, or something else that you would like me to research, please leave a comment either here or at our Facebook page. In the meantime, thank you for watching. My name is Jessica, and this is Demand Change and Keep the Receipts.